And we are off here from Lakewood Stadium. It's the final game of the regular season as your Knights take on the B.E.S.T Academy Eagles. Connor Pace coming off a huge senior night win last week against Kip Atlanta, 56-32. And now we're out here on a Thursday night, one of our first Thursday game, I think, ever for Pace at the magnificent and monumental Lakewood Stadium. B.E.S.T Pace won the toss and chose to defer, so B.E.S.T will start out with the ball on offense. Starting in a I formation, motions out to a spread offense.
Watch a wide receiver screen here.
And a motion option, quarterback keeper. Looks to get to the outside, and he has run out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Deshaun Hester on the carry.
Interesting decision right there from Hester to not hand the ball off, even though it looks like his running back would have had more momentum heading to the right side.
And Connor, you remember last year, B.E.S.T played Pace in the last game of the season, had their electric star player, Deshaun Waller, controlled their offense, and Pace was very close to losing that game. Had they lost, they wouldn't have even made the playoffs, down two scores, I think, in the fourth quarter, and came back to rally and win the game.
That was basically a playoff game.
As B.E.S.T will take their first time out of the half with 11:52 remaining in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break for this B.E.S.T timeout and be right back. And we're back. Option again. The give is up the middle. And another gain of 4 on the play. The ball carrier, number 6, Blaine Gibson.
Hester there wasn't sure whether or not he wanted to hand the ball off or just keep it for himself.
And B.E.S.T is running that kind of extended read option, waiting for the blocking to develop and seeing where there's a hole. So it'll be the first third down of the game for the Eagles from their own 27-yard line. B.E.S.T in their golden helmets and navy blue uniforms and pants. Pace in navy blue helmets with white jerseys and the navy pants. A Wildcat offense now. Man in motion. He'll keep it, trying to get to the outside, and he'll have the first down and more out to the 32-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play from Hester, and it'll be a first down for B.E.S.T.
Great blocking there by the wide receiver on the outside, on the side. B.E.S.T was running to there to hold his man and not allow him to stop the run before the first down marker.
So it'll be first down and 10 from the Eagles' 32-yard line. And remember, this is a competitive team. They did lose to Kip, but they did beat Holy Innocents 31-0.
Only lost to Wesleyan by 2 points.
So a very dangerous Eagles team, one not to be taken lightly, even though the playoffs loom next Friday. Man in motion again is Hester. He'll get it. And he is driven backwards. Nice tackling by the Knights. Philip Markwalter and Kyle Orr on the tackle. He'll lose 3 back to the 29-yard line.
Nowhere to run there for Hester. Just couldn't find a hole, and Kyle Orr and Philip Markwalter just drove him backwards. Made it a real easy tackle for them.
So second down and 13. All 4 offensive plays have been run so far for B.E.S.T. This one is a pass. Pressured up the middle and pass complete. Nice throw out to the 43-yard line. That will give them a first down. Gain of 14 on the pitch and catch was completed to number 18, Tucker.
What a play there. Just to stay there under the pressure and be poised enough to make that throw for the first down and drop it in there. Oh, a nice little dime there from the quarterback.
And it wasn't the prettiest, didn't have the most power behind it, but man, it was accurate. Hit the receiver right in the middle of the zone for a first down. It'll be first down and 10. Gibb is out to the side to Gibson. He gets 3.
Another extended quarterback read right there. Or read option, I should say. Not a very diverse playbook so far we've seen from B.E.S.T.
Running mostly the read option and plays based off of that. Quarterback keeper, and he is swallowed up. Mark Walter, Train, John Luke, and Andrew Thomas in the backfield there. Or Tim Coleman, my bad. It'll be a loss of 3, and it'll bring up third down and 9.
Big chance here for the Knights just to get off the field. Give your offense a chance to score, and just don't even give B.E.S.T hope here that they can score on their opening drive.
And it'll be Pace's first timeout. 7:56 remaining in the first quarter. Your score is Pace Academy 0, B.E.S.T 0. We'll be right back after this Pace timeout. And we are back here from Lakewood Stadium. It'll be a third down and 9 from B.E.S.T. In the deep gun, pressure, and he is thrown down, but there is a flag. I think it'll be offsides on the Knights.
Deion Jackson was very anxious to throw the quarterback down.
Oh, will be a false start against the Eagles. So that'll move them back a little further to their own 39-yard line. Third down and 14.
I think we've seen this sort of situation before on this drive.
5 wide for B.E.S.T. Quarterback in the gun. Pressure up the middle. And he is sacked. Brought down. That'll be Kyle Orr. And it looks like number 22, Anthony Trend. The senior's getting in on the sack. Loss of 5, and it'll be fourth down.
That's
and
just
19.
Impossible to have any pass plays off. By the time he caught the ball, quarterback was already looking to run away from the pressure coming and ran straight into the arms of the senior Kyle Orr.
And B.E.S.T has a big offensive line, but they just can't seem to match the quickness that the Knights' defensive front provides. Kick is away. It's a spinner. It'll take a favorable B.E.S.T roll and bounce down at the Pace 39-yard line. So the Hester punt gets to the Pace 39, and that's where the Knights will set up shop for their first drive of the game. And last week, Connor, Pace focused pretty much solely on their run game. Deion Jackson, Keyshawn Perryman, really the keys in that. Big runs right from the get-go. It's constant. A lot of big holes to run through up the middle, and a great job by those two backs. And we'll see if the Knights do the same thing tonight. Man in motion is blunt. Give this to Jackson. Jackson looking for room. Jackson out to the 45-yard line.
Look to see a little more usage of Realist George tonight. Want to get him acclimated and ready for these playoffs that are coming up for Pace.
Realist. I don't think Realist had a carry last week. Regardless, not much use for the bruising running back, who was lined up as a fullback here. Give us to Realist, and he's got a lot. Out to the B.E.S.T 45-yard line. Easy gain of 10. And looked like he had 5 yards already right when he took the ball.
Before anybody knew who had the ball, he was already past everybody. Realist not exactly a speed back, but his overwhelming strength just powers through all most defenses he sees.
And he definitely has some burst for sure as they give it to him again. Less on this time as he gets 5 out to the 40-yard line.
A measly gain of 5 for Realist.
23 has to make it a stop for the Eagles. Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 from the B.E.S.T 40. Gunner pitches it out to Keyshawn. Oh, man. And a wonderful tackle. Number 18, Robert Tucker, in on it. Fended off a block and grabbed Keyshawn in the backfield and threw him down. Loss of about 10. So that'll set up 3rd and long.
Now Pace has been trying to establish the run early here in the game. I'd love to see this play they draw up to get a run play that runs for 15 yards every single time.
Back to passes, Falk. He's looking for a screen. Throws middle into Mark Somerville, trying to make some men miss. He's got to the outside. Mark fighting for every yard. Gets to the 42-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play, but it'll bring up 4th and 7. And on comes the punter, Samuel Sloman.
Guess Slade doesn't want to try. I think this would be a 59-yard field goal.
Sloman, plenty of time. Punt sailing down, bounces out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Coffin corner from Sloman as he sets B.E.S.T back deep in their own territory for their 2nd drive, which we'll have after this. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles from their own 5-yard line. Power formation. Gives up the middle. And the back fighting gain of 4 or so. Hester with the carry again. Second down and 5. Again, the power I for B.E.S.T. Oh, and their back's got room. Hester to the outside. Hester at the 30, at the 40, 50, 30, wow. 20, 10, and knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Deion Jackson chased him down. That's a gain of 80 yards for Hester. Went right up the middle, had no one touch him until he got to the other 10-yard line.
Great acceleration by Deion just to chase him down. We saw him come from the far side of the field to run him down. But great blocking there by B.E.S.T. A good play call to bounce it to the outside where Pace defense was not present.
And they stacked the box so heavily that when they just got an outside zone play like that, just had a whole heap of space and took off for a big gain. 3 minutes remaining, 3 minutes and 7 seconds in this first quarter. B.E.S.T lines up in the I again. They'll give it up the middle. Number 44, Jalen Cannon on the carry. Gets 4. And it'll be second down and goal.
Now, granted, everybody's heard the tired phrase, when a defense gets pushed back into its own red zone, just hold them to 3. And that's exactly what Pace has to do here.
Second down and 6. Working the power I again. The give. Oh, fumbles, but the quarterback hops back on it. Number 8, Jeremiah Lowe, playing the quarterback position, as we didn't see him very much on their first drive. It was mostly wildcat looks. But Lowe with the alertness to hop back on the loose ball and bring up third down and goal from the 7.
B.E.S.T, of course, more than motivated for this game as it is their senior night.
Power I, give is up the middle. Cannon driving forward, and he's brought back, gets 4 to the 3-yard line, and we'll see what B.E.S.T chooses to do here. It'll be 4th down and goal.
Not looking like they got a whole lot of confidence in their kicker.
And they will line up to go for it. 1:15 remaining in the first quarter. Power I formation. Only one wideout. Back to pass. Rolling out, looking for his man. Lowe throws it up. And it is incomplete out of the back of the end zone. Turnover on downs. And it'll be Knight's ball from their own 4. The wideout was looking for a flag, but I don't think there's enough contact to warrant throwing one there.
Great defense by the Knights secondary there. All of them basically on man coverage in that situation when lining up against the power I. And in the end zone, it takes a lot of skill just to stick with your man when they can have all that space to run around, and you've got nobody on your back to help you.
53 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pace will start from its own 3 after holding B.E.S.T to 0 points despite the 80-yard run by Hester. Pace also starts in a power I. Man in motion is Blunt. Give us to Jackson. Jackson fighting for 3 yards out to the 6. Bring up second down and 7. Again, the power I. Jackson gets the rock. Jackson! He's gone! 30, 40, 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Deion Jackson! 94 yards to the house. The junior running back explodes out of the backfield, and Pace takes the lead.
He just got a hole and said, and he turned it into a track meet right there. Deion Jackson, the junior, great speed, as we saw on him when he played in the secondary on defense and chased down Hester on the 80-yard run. We saw him use that exact same speed just to break away from all of the best defenders on that last play.
And when the defense stacks the box like that in power formations, if you just get a little bit of space, with Jackson's speed, he just takes off to the end zone for 6. Sloman on for the extra point. It is up, and it is, of course, good. So Pace, with 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter, puts 7 on the board to take a 7-0 lead over B.E.S.T. It'll be B.E.S.T ball when we come back after this. So back here from Lakewood Stadium, Pace up 7-0 thanks to Deion Jackson. Sloman's kickoff is away. It is deep, and it is 4 yards into the end zone for a touchback. B.E.S.T will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20 after that demoralizing home run from Jackson. And it's a good feeling when you satisfy your rushing totals for the game in 1 carry.
It's even worse for B.E.S.T when compounded with that long 80-yard run you had from Hester, not to get anything out of it.
And the funniest part about it? Guess who tracked down Hester at the Pace 10-yard line? Deion Jackson. He's run a lot this first quarter. You might need a breather after that. Sweep out to the left, and it is Kyle Orr who drags down Sean Hester after a gain of 1, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Your score after 1, Pace Academy 7, B.E.S.T Academy 0. And we are back here from Lakewood Stadium. It'll be B.E.S.T ball, 2nd and 9 from their own 21-yard line. Alongside with me is Jack Wallace. And Pace will take their second time out of the half right out of the quarter break. So timeout Pace, and we'll be right back after this. Second down, rolling out to the right. Being chased now is Rowe, looking deep. He's got a man, and it is caught. Reception by number 3, Katarian Legrone. Despite like 4 Knights defenders around him and just a prayer of a ball. But it is a gain of right about 32 for B.E.S.T. Their second big play of the night puts them into Knights territory at the 43-yard line.
A pretty incredible catch right there. I mean, today B.E.S.T has apparently done a very good job on their reception rate. Again, of just sort of Hail Mary kind of chunks of the ball and getting very good receptions out of this. Again, great defensive coverage as well.
Pitch out to the right. Hester looking for room. Hester gets to the sideline. He's knocked out of bounds by Dion Jackson.
And the sweeps are being better covered by the Knights so far. It seems like those were some of the biggest hurting plays so far. Again, the playbook was not very extensive for the Eagles so far in the game, and sweeps was one of them. And again, that type of play was being done a lot by Pace opponents so far this season, especially as of late.
Second down and 6 for B.E.S.T from the Pace 38-yard line. Trips left. Gives them up the middle to Hester, and he is brought down after a gain of 3. Kyle Orr on the stop. And that'll bring up third down and 3. It's a big third down for the Eagles as they would love to keep this drive moving. 11:20 remaining in the second quarter.
And again, sort of a strange situation for B.E.S.T again, because they are sort of in the middle of no man's land. And again, they were at the 3-yard line and still elected to go for it right there instead of just getting the very easy field goal. So again, faith in the kicker, maybe very little. And right here, if they don't make this third down and get stopped with only a 4th and short, they might as well go for it again.
Rolling out to his right, and it is swatted down. Timmy Coleman, a senior on the swat. That'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see if B.E.S.T goes for it. I would have ran it there, honestly, with the amount of yards, the amount of rushing yards they've gotten on the ground so far. But they choose to try to go through the air, and it falls incomplete thanks to Timmy Coleman's long arms.
And again, the Pace Academy defensive line has shown a lot of very good promise so far this season. And pretty much every pass play getting into the backfield and causing the quarterback to rush out of the pocket. And let's see if they do this again as the quarterback lines up under center.
B.E.S.T going for it on 4th down. Gives to Hester. Hester has room to the outside. DeShant Hester inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. That's a gain of 17 and a B.E.S.T first down.
And again, a good long play by B.E.S.T puts them back deep inside the red zone. And let's see if they come away with any points this time. And looks like a touchdown is pretty much all they'll allow themselves to get.
Give is up the middle to Hester. He is wrapped up and brought down. That'll be Thomas. Jackson and Mark Walter in on the stop.
Kelly Logan Carey, 55, making the stop for the Knights. No game on the play. 7 down and 10.
So it's 2nd down and 10. Power I. Rolling out to pass. Pressured from the backside. He throws up a prayer, and it is almost picked off. 2 pace defenders went for it. It looked like it was Mark Somerville and John Luke Brown, and neither of them could come up with it. That could have gone to the house because they had a lot of running room to the outside.
Easily, the entire left side, the entire right side of the field was completely open, and just one grab right there would have made it 14-0 very quickly. And just a slight miss right there. Still will set up a 3rd down and 10, so they'll be pushed back to the 18, and like we showed last time, I doubt they might be going for a field goal even if they're stopped here.
And there is another timeout on the field.
This will be for injury.
I don't see the player down. But we'll take a break with the players and be back right after this. So 3rd down and 10. B.E.S.T lines up in the shotgun. Hester, the lone back. Throw back to pass, looking over the middle on a slant route. They'll have a 1st down inside the 10. Gain of 11 on the play.
A huge 1st down there for B.E.S.T. Again, they could have been trapped in a situation where, like last time, they could have been able to go for it in very unlikely chances. But now, again, they're back where they were last time.
Brandon Swinson on the reception. And it'll be 1st and goal, Eagles. Fumble, and Hester falls on it. Loss of 2 on the play. A second mishandled snap on this drive or on the last 2 drives that Pace has failed to come up with.
Both of which were inside the 10.
8 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter here. So 2nd and 9 or 2nd and goal from the 9, but before it'll be a timeout for B.E.S.T, their 2nd charge timeout of the half. We'll take a break for this B.E.S.T timeout and bring you 2nd down and goal after this. Second down and goal for the Eagles. Hester lined up in the Wildcat formation. Man in motion. High snap. Hester will keep it. Looking to shake the defenders, and Tim Coleman doesn't fall for the juking and deking of Hester, and he rips him down in the backfield. Loss of 10 on the play, and that'll bring up third down and goal with a long ways to go.
Excellent thinking on his feet for the big man up front, Timothy Coleman, the senior. And just a big hit in the backfield. Third down and very long. And that pushes back B.E.S.T to the spot they were before, and now it is third and goal from the 19. I wonder if B.E.S.T will take the field goal if they don't make it right here.
So third and 19, man in motion again. Hester's going to pass now. Looks to scramble. And he throws it up wildly. It's intercepted! Jack Walsh on the pick. Hester should have just taken the snap there. The inexperience of playing quarterback showed as he throws it up wildly as he's falling down. And it is intercepted by Jack Walsh, the senior linebacker.
And that's when you know to just take a sack. Can't throw every ball away, and that was thrown right in the middle of the field. Way too many pace defenders, and they weren't getting lucky on that play.
7:17 remaining in the second. There's a flag down. So illegal formation on the offense. That penalty is declined, and it'll be first down for the Knights offense. So first and 10 pace lined up in the power I. Looking to go deep. Trey Blunt, and he's just overthrow him.
Trey did have a short versus sweet at the end of that, and it wasn't quite enough for Phelps' throw.
And it looked like a B.E.S.T player was running off the field at the last moment. Might have been 12 men on the field, but no call from the refs. So it'll be second down and 10 pace after taking the deep shot to Blunt. Jackson now. Jackson drives his way yard line. Gain of 8 on the play.
Again, lots of these more short run design plays that fortunately for pace turned into moderate to pretty large gains. Again, with Realist up the middle on the previous drive and Jackson right there. The Knights are getting about 6, 7, 8 yards a pop every time. When that adds up when it's short runs, then like right now, third downs will only be about a couple of yards. Realist will get the first down.
So first and 10 pace from their own 32-yard line. 6.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. I formation, give us to Booman. Booman driving forward, twisting off some tacklers, gets out to the 40-yard line for a gain of 8 on first down.
Again, these big 8-yard gains, and knowing that you can get these kind of gains, especially here on first down, the Knights can easily afford to be able to do big chunks down the field like they did before to Trey Blunt with the very close miss. But
for those of you who don't know, that logo at the center of the field is the Atlanta Public Schools logo, as Lakewood is used by any Atlanta public schools that don't have a stadium of their own. Give us to Jackson. He gets close to the first down, 2-yard line. We'll see if he had enough. and they will give Pace a first down.
The Knights do seem to be taking their time so far, already about 2 minutes off the clock since they started back at their own 19. And it seems like they might try to take it as close to half as they can to get in the end zone.
First and 10 Pace from their own 42. Fumble, and B.E.S.T has it. It was a fumbled snap. And unlike B.E.S.T's 2 fumbled snaps, this one is recovered by the defense as B.E.S.T hops on it at Pace's 38-yard line. So a timely turnover for the Eagles as Pace seemed to be driving again, and they will get the ball back with 5:02 remaining in the second quarter.
You get a very tough first half of the Pace Academy offense, but fortunately their defense has been able to get them through a lot of this game, as B.E.S.T has really only had 2 drives, both of which inside the 10, neither with any points, with the turnover on downs the first time at the 3 and then a pick at the 19 before.
Give us to the outside. Hester with a nice cut, but he is brought down. Nice job by Anthony Trent, limiting it to a 3-yard gain.
Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8.
Second down and 8 after the 2-yard run by Deshaun Hester. Hester and Waller were a 2-man wrecking crew for B.E.S.T last year, but with Waller gone, it remains up to Hester to carry the load on offense as he gets nothing there. Loss of 2 on the play. Justin Morris on the stop. That'll bring up 3rd down and long.
And again, these last 2 games against Kip and B.E.S.T tonight have both been mostly preview games for the beginning of the playoffs next week, as Pace will be in a spot for playoffs regardless of this game anyway, but these 2 easier regional games will sort of be a practice for lots of the Knights and seeing how they will work out in the playoffs. And so far, lots of applause to the defense so far in this game with some stout holdings, and again now holding them to 3rd down and 10 with 3:40 left on the clock in the half.
3rd down and 10 from Pace's 38-yard line. B.E.S.T is lined up in the power I, and it'll be a play-action pass. Rowe to roll out. He's got some room to run. It is almost, well, intercepted or caught, really. Great job by Deion Jackson to leap up and knock the pass away from Robert Tucker, the intended receiver.
And that drive ended up very fortunate for Pace, as now it's only took about 2 minutes off the clock, 4th down and 10, and hopefully Pace will get a favorable punt.
If they do punt, it looks like they're sending the offense back out to go for it on 4th and 10. They obviously don't have any faith in their kicking game whatsoever.
Which, still, the kicker has yet to make an appearance in the game.
If they have a kicker, quite honestly.
We'll see how he does at the opening of the 3rd quarter.
Back to pass, going deep. And knocked away. Great defense by Mark Somerville. Didn't try to pick it. Much bigger Robert Tucker, but did a great job to swat the ball out of there at the Pace 5-yard line. So Pace will take over on downs, their 3rd. Deflections and some time right off the clock.
Yeah, pretty much the same spot, and now the Knights know they need to get something on the board. They cannot continue of mistakes and have their defense bail them out.
Gunner in the shotgun with Keyshawn. Throws the screen pass out to Blunt. Blunt's got some room. Trey Blunt dragged down at the 49-yard line. It looks like that'll give him enough for a first get down. Gain of 10 on the play.
And just before Eagles territory, and the night from inside Eagles territory, the one where they crossed it to score was given by Deion Jackson.
Give us up the middle. That's Perryman. Perryman into best territory, down to the 36-yard line. That'll be gain of 17 for the freshman.
Again, these huge bursts of offensive plays, especially these runs, have shown to be incredible for the Knights. Their rushing numbers will be very high tonight. Same with average yards per carry. So wouldn't be surprised with double digits.
First drag down at the 26. Gain of 10 on the rush for Falk. And it looks like he'll have enough for a first down.
Just a smart play right there by Gunnar Falk, reading the field, seeing an incredibly huge hole, and taking it for, looks like to be a first down, but and the chains do not move. It will be second and inches.
And it is second close, but it looks like Key will not have enough for the first. I'll bring up third down.
Perryman just being thrown back there, and now Pace in a sticky situation, getting about to second down and an inch. And now back to third down and 2 again from the 28, so clearly within Sloman range if the third down is not attained.
Gives up the middle. That's Jackson. Jackson with a nice burst inside the red zone down to the 18-yard line.
And they won't need to worry about Sloman yet.
First time in the red zone tonight for Pace. Other touchdown coming on that long touchdown run by 1 minute and a half left in the second quarter. So it looks like Pace might try to run out as much time as possible.
Then again, with the defense that Pace has, they might even try to get the ball
Fumbles
back.
again! And it looks like Falk may have gotten back on it. And he did. Fortunately, it was under the center, but Falk dived for it and got it, only losing 1 on the play. And that's the second bad snap in a row in consecutive drives, and it almost cost Pace points.
And again, strangely, ball control has been a big issue on both sides of the ball. The best with their pick and 2 fumbles recovered by themselves on their own.
Gives up the middle. Jackson bounces to the outside, and he gets shoved out of bounds. There is a flag on the play.
Seem to be in the backfield, so in the area of best players, but it looks like this might be a holding call.
Refs deliberating at the 15-yard line. Pace is already backed up, and the Knights. And that'll set them back 10 yards and bring up second down again.
And so fortunately no loss of a down, but the ball is put considerably back to the 25-yard line. But again, with the way this Pace Knights rushing attack is moving, I wouldn't be too worried. But the clock is ticking down to 45 seconds, and the Knights might have to think a little quicker on their feet, try to get the ball in the end zone.
Second down and 17. Gunner takes the snap. Looking for a man. Still no one. Spins out of pressure. Throws it to the end zone. Somerville. Oh, he didn't catch it. Oh, my goodness.
No, he did not.
Somerville juggled it up in the air. Ball was tipped and he landed on it. That is unbelievable. There's a flag down. And I thought he might have been out of bounds when he caught it, but holy cow, that is a once-in-a-lifetime catch by Mark Somerville. Broken play, Gunner scrambling around. There are 2 flags on the play. One is at the 24-yard line. That might negate this, but I don't know if I've ever seen a better play.
That was a one-handed catch over the defender.
Looks like it's going against the Knights.
And
And offsetting penalties.
Against the Eagles, the penalties will offset. Replay the down.
And that spectacular, beautiful, amazing catch will be revoked due to offsetting penalties. It will be defensive pass interference, but the Knights will answer with their own. And fortunately, they will not be charged with a third down and still will be second. But that second and long,
And the clock is running.
and Pace will call a timeout. But the problem with that is lost a lot of time, so that pushes the Knights back.
And we'll see what Pace does here. They might go ahead and decide just to kick the field goal. We'll take a quick break with the timeout. 9 seconds remaining. And Pace with the ball to 25 yards. So Pace sends the offense back onto the field. Second down and 17 with 9 seconds remaining and no timeouts. They have to be careful here. Play action. He's going deep. And it is incomplete, almost intercepted. He was looking for Blunt and just kind of threw it up.
And it looks like Samuel Sloan will be trotting out on the field.
And number 5, Terry and Riley with the nice coverage there. And almost with the interception. Sloman will be out now. And it looks like it'll be about a 42-yard field goal from the left hash mark. Well inside his range. Sloman to put the Knights up by 2 scores at halftime. Kick is up, and it is good. Right down the middle. Beating the buzzer is Samuel Sloman. Knocks in the 42-yard field goal to put the Knights up 10-0 at halftime. So a long run by Deion Jackson and some stout defense by the Knights held B.E.S.T scoreless and put the Knights into the lead. Take a break for halftime and be with you for the second half. Your score is Pace 10, B.E.S.T Academy 0.
Welcome to the second half of this Knights vs. Best Academy battle here at Lakewood Stadium. We're starting the second half after that onside kick from Best recovered easily by Pace.
About the biggest kicker I've ever seen. Kicking off for a short onside kick, opening the game. Interesting strategy right there for Best to open the game. And now the Knights will have it in incredibly favorable field position at their own 48. And I think this is why Best has elected not to use their kicker at any point in the game thus far.
Gunner will bring his squad out in the I formation. Man motion is blunt. Hand off to up the middle to Dion. Cuts to the outside. Dion's got room to the 40, to the 35. Knocked out of bounds around the 33-yard line.
And he completely made that Best player eat the dirt with that amazing juke route right there, and just hands right up in the face mask. The defender couldn't get anywhere close, and resulting in a huge run for Jackson once again.
Great ability and vision by Jackson to cut to the outside, gain that first down.
Fantastic work in the first half by Deion Jackson, of course, with the 94-yard touchdown.
Jackson checks out. Boomman checks into the game. Will be a handoff up the middle to Boomman. Powers his way up for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
It's still just showing the strength and power of Realis as he was hit at the line, yet basically dragged the guy in front of him down for a gain of about 3 or 4.
He's a tough guy to bring down.
Exactly, but showing the power that Boomman has. Very difficult to stop him.
2nd and 7 from the 31-yard line. Head off to Boomman again. Looks like a fumbled it. It was a fumble. Best saying they have it around the 28, 29-yard line. It is a first down for Best Academy. Rios George fumbles the ball barely at the 30-yard line, and after a large pile recovered by the Eagles.
And Pace is just being oddly consistent with very poor ball handling deep in Best's territory, and just many wasted opportunities. An easy chance to make it at worst 13-0, but easily 17-0, and it's still now 10-0. Best gets another good takeaway, and it's a good hit there by Best, and needs to keep better ball control by Pace Academy.
Best comes out with 5 wide receivers out, man in motion. Toss out to Hester.
Looked to be a trick play right there, but failed, and there's going to be a late flag right there.
Late flag deep into the Pace backfield around the 36-yard line.
And not sure if that's going to be the Best head coach signaling. It's on Pace's side, and looked to be a little bit of a scuffle between Pace and Best out near the end of the play. Not sure who they'll call it on. And they will call it on Best right there, a personal foul, and that's going to be a huge setback for the Eagles, and they will be now deep in their own territory.
Referee moving them all the way back to, looks to be the 12 or 13-yard line.
And it again is still 2nd down, so. And
moving them back even further to the 9 or 10-yard line.
And again, Best has to get to the 35-yard line for first down. They are starting from just inside the 10 on 2nd and 24. In deliberation by the refs, there is no flag on the field currently, but not too sure what they're deliberating. The Knights need to keep their excessively strong defense on the field. Again, Best special teams have been shown to have lots of issues, and a good stop right here by Pace can either force a punt or crazily enough, either highly unlikely, another going for it on 4th down, and either way could result very favorably upon Pace.
Perhaps moving them back up to the 12 or 13-yard line. There's some talk.
But
Best offense will come out.
We are read option. Andrew Thomas
chasing him down.
Clark gets throw off time, but will be incomplete. Andrew Thomas, big defensive line chasing that quarterback down. Almost fast, and then
Very good work. A big Drew back in the backfield, causing the quarterback once again thrown deep out of the pocket, and not really much you can do. But now with the 3rd down and very, very long, 22 at the 12, they got to get something.
Referee signaling now is 4th down.
And very interesting there. The B.E.S.T coach is very frustrated about that, and very strange work by the refs so far in this drive by B.E.S.T. Not really entirely sure what's been going on.
Ten minutes left to play in the quarter.
This might have been because of the personal foul. It might have taken a down off, and that's a down plus it was already 2nd down when the penalty was commenced, therefore making it 3rd, and the incompletion could have made it 4th. So if the personal foul counts for a down itself, that it is 4th. If it doesn't, then it will be 3rd down, and again 22. And it will be 3rd down. Very strange right there, but having another shot at it.
B.E.S.T comes out in the I formation with one wide receiver out to the right. They will hand it off to Hester on the outside, who is brought down in the backfield by Philip Markwalter around the 10-yard line. That will bring up 4th down, and we are sure about that.
And a pretty odd play to run on a sweep out of the I formation. Again, 3rd down and 22. And now it's going to be 4th and 23 from their own 11. And it looks like they pretty much have to punt this away. There's no really other option here. Blunt back to return.
Looks like Hester's trying to punt it.
40.
It will be Hester punting it. Pretty poor punt. Didn't get to the 25-yard line, and does go out of bounds around 23-yard line. So that was about a 13-yard punt.
And Pace will have pretty clear route right here to go in and score. But then again, they did fumble down here last time. But for the really 2nd time today, Pace has now been, after a B.E.S.T drive, really gain or loss no yards, just some time. And that's about all. They're back at the 23-yard line. And they're smelling the red zone again.
Head off up the middle. He gained about 5 or 6 yards. Jackson was on the carry on the last play.
Another good 1st down carry right there, getting a solid 5 yards and inside the red zone.
Gunner under center. Takes that, tosses it out to Deion Jackson. Deion Jackson jukes a man out. Gets around to the 11-yard line for a 1st down. To move the chains. 8:36 left to play in the quarter. After some substitutions, Pace comes out Gunner will take the play action. Running all the way back to his 40-yard line. Tossing it far.
And probably would be called intentional
Incomplete.
grounding for that. But
Did not have a receiver in the vicinity. B.E.S.T arguing for intentional grounding, but
probably should have been called, but Knight's going to break there. It's not, but again,
Gunner had nowhere to go but backwards, running all the way back to his 40-yard line.
You're gonna positive for the night, so don't lose anything. And still first down, just second, and we're still fine here.
Coming out in the heavy set now. Hand off in the middle to Boomman. He powers his way to around the 6-yard line. To bring out third down. And about 6 or 7. 8 minutes left to play in the quarter.
with a good power rush by Boo-Man. But it's still going to be third down and 6 from the 7. But the Knights will be very satisfied going for a field goal again down here.
Come on, again in the heavy set formation. Again, handing off to Boo-Man up the middle. And he will not get the touchdown. We'll bring up fourth down and about 2.
And it actually might be a first again. It's not. They won't. It will be fourth down and 1. Again, it is not fourth down and goal. First down is about half a yard away. And the Knights deliberating on going for it or not. But they will call a timeout to go over it.
With that, we will also take a timeout. 7:37 left to play in the third quarter. We will be right back after this. Pace will be going for it on this fourth down and 1. Handoff of the middle to Deion Jackson, finding his way to the goal line, but he will be stopped short.
He does look to get the first down, though, despite not getting the score. He looks to get just about to the half-yard line. So it looks to me that he was able to get the first right there. On the push, he was able to get across. I'm not sure if they'll give it to him. If they don't, it'll be about a few inches away.
And that's where the fourth down and 1, not the fourth down and goal, is critical. But he will be stopped short. And the Eagles will take over at about the 1.5-yard line with 7:28 left to play in the quarter.
And not sure about the stop there. From this angle, looked like he might have got it, but it must have been very, very close. And again, knowing the Knights' defense, safety even isn't out of the question. But once again, the Knights deep in the red zone, not turning away with points. This offense needs to get more opportunistic, as the defense is already doing excellently.
Oh, they will line up in the I formation. Will be a handoff to Hester, who is brought down the backfield by Andrew Thomas for a safety.
And just like I said, don't take the Knights out of a safety right there. This defense has been absolutely stellar this game. Already the defense outscoring Best 2-0.
Hester had nowhere to go as Thomas was in the backfield immediately to bring him down.
And so really getting no points right there. At least turned out for something. And now after the safety, now Best will have to do a free kick back to the Knights, which they will basically punt it, but in kicking formation. A very strange play in football.
How far will he kick it, though? Kicking gain for B.E.S.T has been proven to be their weakest point in their game. They won't be punting it. Looks to be lining up to kick it.
Not entirely sure that's in the rule book, but guess they'll go ahead and do that.
But he will be kicking it from the 20-yard line instead of the 40, as usual in high school football. He will kick it high and to at the 50-yard line. Bobbled immediately by Anthony Train, but he jumped on it almost as soon as he bobbled it. So Pace will take over at the 49-yard line. First and 10, for the Knights at their own 49.
And again, ball control with this very, very slick environment out here at Lakewood Stadium. Rain has been sort of just barely drizzling for the entire game, and it's been very difficult for a lot of these players to hold on to the ball. And I mean, still fantastic field position, so not much to complain about there.
Gunner in the shotgun now, hand off up the middle to
good run, and the Knights are once again in best territory. This time, though, would very much want to put the ball in the end zone, getting just about an inch away.
Perryman on the carry, gaining about 5 yards to the 46-yard line into best territory. Gunner again lining up in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers out. Eagles showing blitz. Another handoff up the middle to Perryman, who cuts the outside. Got some room to the 30, 25. Got some blockers, 20, and out of bounds around the 18-yard line. Great speed from the freshman.
Excellent agility, excellent speed, and Keyshawn Perryman almost took it to the races right there. It's an absolutely fantastic job by this freshman. And this running attack by Pace is still very young and very talented. Perryman, the fast runner that sweeps on the outside, who's just a freshman. Realist George, the power up the middle, a sophomore. And then, of course, Deion Jackson, jack of all trades, as a junior.
Throw out the middle to Blount. Blount using his speed for a touchdown. Juking out his defender. Gained 12 yards almost immediately with a snap my finger for a touchdown. Pace going no huddle. Screen pass from Falk to Blount. Brilliantly drawn up play. Sloman and Raymond coming out to kick the extra point.
And just a fantastic work by Trey Blunt once again, showcasing this kid's talent and having a man right on him, and just
Sloman's kick
nobody
is
can
up.
catch up.
And it is good. So the score now 19-0. Pace over B.E.S.T. 6:13 left to play in the quarter. We will be right back after this break. We're back here as Sloman's getting ready to kick it away. Deep into the end zone for a touchback. Eagles will take over on the 20-yard line. 6:13 left to play in the quarter after that 18-yard screen pass to Trey Blunt III for a touchdown.
And if I'm not mistaken, maybe one of the first times today that Basis kicked the ball away and B.E.S.T got in a normal field position. And sort of interesting to see how this will play out as, again, the Pace defense has done a spectacular job against this B.E.S.T offense.
The line especially.
Exactly, and they could still pin them deep again, and Pace could have the ball at favorable field position. So that's why B.E.S.T had so many good opportunities early on, was because of their excellent field position down deep inside Pace territory.
Hester with the snap, taking it all the way to the 27-yard line, to the outside, getting out of bounds.
And still a good rush right there by Hester, getting out to the 7 good yards.
Hester will take it again up the middle, has a first down and more. Hester cutting to the outside to the 44-yard line. Hester, not a bad player, juke around some Pace defenders, but that's about one of the only ones for B.E.S.T. 5:51 left to play in the quarter.
That's a good run by Hester, who's still having a very good night tonight despite his team's woes.
Hester takes it again, this time to the right side. Hester past the 50 into nice territory. To the 30, to the 25, down to the 20.
Fantastic run right there by B.E.S.T. And now they're deep in Pace territory and threatening to score, which could make this game a little more interesting.
Again with the handout up the middle. Get a lot of Pace defenders to bring him down. And back to the 11-yard line. Number 44, Jalen Cannon with the carry.
Interesting as Jalen Cannon is usually a tight end. And interesting seeing him right in here as running back, replacing Hester and actually doing a very good job right here.
Read option as a quarterback is brought down immediately in the backfield by Anthony A-Train Trent. Jean-Luc Brown also on the tackle there.
Big sack by A-Train. Go back low. We're in the Wildcat offense right here. Hester snapping the ball. And
Hester has nowhere to go. Brought down by Mark Walter and Thomas.
Again, this tough Pace nice defense with another looking to be 3 and out, and sort of seeing again what B.E.S.T will do in this late in the game. I mean, just under 4 minutes in the third quarter. Wouldn't be too surprised if they went ahead and went for it. It is 4th down and 8 at the 18-yard line. They have to get to about the 10.
3:40 left to play in the quarter.
Cannon will be subbed out, and Hester back in alongside Lowe.
Lowe takes a snap. Looking downfield to throw it. Has pressure. Still looking to throw it. That is swatted down. Again by Thomas. Andrew Thomas having a fantastic night tonight, having a fantastic game.
And another defensive stop in the Knights' red zone.
That's where the Knights will take over. Around the 18-yard line. After that turnover on downs, 3:19 left to play in the quarter. Gunner leads his squad out.
The Knights, this will be their 10th and final regular season game. Already have 2 recorded shutouts and are looking for their 3rd.
Hand off to Boomman, powering his way to the 25-yard line, getting about 7 yards.
And again, to those 2 shutouts, they were actually the first 2 opening games of the season. And first one, of course, the famous 24-0 destruction of Lovett at Walsh Field. And then the second one, actually, it was not a shutout, was 38-3 against Our Lady of Mercy.
Gunner in the shotgun again. Again handed off to Boomman, who gets the first down, powering his way to the 32-yard line.
The second one was actually against Holy Innocents a few weeks ago, which was 26-0.
And I can now hear myself again as the drums from the Eagles band has stopped.
The ever so impressive Eagles band.
Gunner again in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Again, handing off to Boomman. Boomman has room to the outside. Tripped to the 50-yard line. He had room to go all the way, just tripped up by his shoelaces. He would have been gone.
Clear frustration by Boomman, but of course the massive run.
He did get the first down by a long ways. 2:12 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Guard in the shotgun again with Boomman to his left. 3 wide receivers to his left again. 1 to his right. He will throw it this time. Looking deep. Pressure. This is to Mark Somerville.
And still manages to get 5 yards in the play.
The original play looked to have been a fake screen to Somerville. It was a broken play, but it will be about a 4-yard gain from Falk to Somerville. Gunner again in the shotgun. 2nd down, about 5. Handoff up the middle to, looks to be Perryman.
And he looks to get the first down on that play. Not sure if they'll give it to him, but
Very close. Got about to the 42-yard line. Might have been just short. 42, 41-yard line. And B.E.S.T will take a timeout. And we will also take a timeout up here. 1:16 left to play in the quarter. We'll be right back after this. Third and 1 now for the Knights. Handoff of the middle to, looks to have been Boomman. He did get the first down by a mile. to the 35-yard line. And once again, the drums have started back up again. And I can't hear myself. Anyways, Gunner comes out for 1st and 10 with 1 minute left to play in the third quarter. Under center. Toss out to Deion Jackson. Beats one man and dives forward to the 27-yard line, 26-yard line. Close to the first down. Don't think he got it.
Just about 30 seconds remaining.
And the drums have
in this
stopped.
third quarter. And it looks to be about 2nd down, 1 pace. Again, working close to that red zone. Offense being very effective at getting to the red zone, but not as is getting through. Still putting up 19 on the day, and not quite the fourth quarter yet. So
Hand off up the middle to Deion Jackson, who had room, but just barely tripped up after he got the first down to the 20-yard line.
we'll get the first down, and they'll be just at the red zone at the 20. About 4 seconds left in the quarter, and probably just let it play out.
And the clock will run to end the third quarter. Your score here, 19 for the night. For the Eagles, 0. We'll be back after this. First and 10. Handoff of the middle. Looks to have gotten about 2 yards. Was Perryman on the carry on the last play of the freshman. Gonna come out in the shotgun with 2 wide receivers out to each side. Head off to Perryman up the middle. He's got speed. He's got room. Perryman, touchdown!
And another rushing attack into the end zone. And Pace Academy will continue their onslaught and will be up 25-0.
19-yard run from the freshman with beautiful speed. Raymond and Sloman come out for the extra point attempt. Sloman's kick is up and good. 26-0. Knights over the Eagles. We will take a break after this.
And the game is now turned equivalent to the Pace Academy versus Holy Innocents game, as it is now just as bad as a beatdown as that, and worse than the Pace Love game.
Someone brings his squad out. Getting set to kick off. Someone's kick is away. Line drive. And it will be out of bounds before it reaches the goal line. Flag on the play. Clear flag, what that will be. Kick out of bounds. And the Eagles will take over around the, looks to be the 35-yard line.
And B.E.S.T will get favorable field position to start out, so their worries about a safety, again, probably won't be too high.
Lowe takes a snap. Whistles on the field early. Oh wait, there is a flag on the field as well. Nice raw offsides on the play. Still first down for the Eagles, only moves them up 5 yards, so it will be a 1st and 5. First down and 5 yards, excuse me, with 11 minutes and 11 seconds left to play in the game. Lowe takes the snap, throws it deep to number 3, into Pace territory, still going to the 40-yard line, finally brought down by Jean-Luc Brown.
Just some poor tackling right there, but Pace needing to get best player down, and the coverage was a little blown on that play, open right in the middle. Pace had the outside cover, but not quite the inside, and resulted in a pretty good play for B.E.S.T Academy, and now they are inside Pace territory at the 38-yard line.
Pace takes a timeout, and with that, we will also take a timeout. We'll be back after this. We are back. Lowe follows the snap. Mark Walter looks to have jumped on it. It will be a first down for the Knights after that fumbled snap. Philip Markwalter jumping right on it immediately.
And Pace turnover number 2 right there. Pick back at their own 20, and right here, stalling that fairly good B.E.S.T drive. And again, with the score, if B.E.S.T would have gone down and gotten a TD, they can make it a little more interesting, but about now is just about all she wrote. And a nice little start at about the 44, 43 yard line.
Head out to Perryman again. Up the middle of the 50-yard line. Jared Raymond in the game at quarterback now.
Jared got
In replace of Gunner.
Jared got plenty of time last week against their absolute annihilation of Kip. And they look to put him back in, and this pretty good beating of B.E.S.T here today.
Raymond hands off to Perryman again. Perryman's got room. He's got speed too. 45-30, 25-20. Knocked out of bounds around the 14-yard line.
He's Sean Perryman. Lights up the field.
The future is right for the nice running game, with Booman being a sophomore and Perryman being only a freshman. Fantastic speed from Keyshawn Perryman.
And suddenly the Knights are back for it seems like most of the game, where they've been inside the red zone at the 19-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10.
10 minutes left to play in the game.
First down will result in a 1st and goal right here.
Raymond comes out under center. Hands off to Perryman again. Perryman met in the backfield immediately for a loss of about 1.
And good hit right there for B.E.S.T Academy, just sort of stepping right in and allowing him absolutely nothing on that return. And just overall good hit, good play. And that's not the first time this happened today. That is an issue that Perryman has, that when he's open, when he has blockers, he can fly down the sideline. But if he's met head on, it's unlike Realist's main advantage. It's very difficult for him to just have pure power just bust through the defensive line. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Jared hands off to Perryman again, who trips up almost immediately but dives forward for a gain about 4 or 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down.
And a interesting spot right there, but should not be a very good spot for pace, and it'll be 3rd down and 9 at the 13-yard line.
Confusion from the Knights offense. Raymond will take the snap and he will throw it. Throws it to Perryman. Perryman stopped around the 11-yard line.
And a good screen pass right there, but again, Perryman having trouble just busting through right there and couldn't get to the secondary. And that'll cause the Knights to bring out the field goal squad and set up for another Sammy Slow field goal. Last one he made was from 42 yards to make it 10-0 before the half. And now 26-0, he will try to make it 29-0 about halfway through the 4th quarter.
Sloman's kick is up. It is good. 29-0 now, with 7:43 left to play in the game. Knights over the Eagles. We'll be right back after this. Patrick Markwalter set to kick off for the Knights, the freshman. Looks to be the replacement of Sloman in the future. Squid kicks it. Bobbled return. But it will be a good return past the 25 to the 29-yard line.
And Duran Moore, freshman with an absolutely huge hit at the end of the play to stop that short-lived kick return. And a fairly good field position for the Eagles to start out their drive about the 29-yard line.
First down to the 29-yard line. First to the Eagles on their own 29-yard line.
First and 10, 7:33 left to play in the game. Throw is just a bit high. Lowest throw is just a bit high. Incompletion. Second and 10 now.
Again, number 3 for the Eagles being wide open right across in that slant route. Did it again earlier and got a very substantial gain right there, just overthrown, but the Knights not getting a whole lot of coverage right in that sector, and that play will continue to do well. Just a little bit more of an accurate throw, and that could have been 10, 15 yards.
Second and 10 now. Hester with the carry. Hester close to the first down marker. Looks to have gotten it, and he will to the 42-yard line.
About 7 minutes left on the clock as B.E.S.T will get a good first down right there and will be out at about the 42-yard line.
Cannon takes a head off now, powering his way through. Cannon past the 50 into Knights territory. Down to the Knights 40-yard line. Cannon, a powerful running back. Resemblance of Booman, wearing the number 44 like he did last year.
Again, Cannon doing a fantastic job leading this B.E.S.T rushing attack when Hester is not in. And really going to be sort of an issue for the Knights as they are trying their hardest to put something on the board and deny a shutout, as only about 6 minutes now remaining will determine that. If they don't score here and the Knights get the ball back, it might be about it for them.
Low throws it deep. It looks to be caught.
And maybe even picked on the play. Not really sure who had control of the ball.
Whatever it is, it was caught by somebody at the 5-yard line.
And it looks to be caught almost by Somerville, ended up with the ball.
Somerville with another amazing catch.
And not really sure who they'll give it to. It was a catch, but really both sides have possession of the ball at the same time. And
they will give it to B.E.S.T.
Despite the fact that Somerville did come up with the ball at the end of the play, there'll be a timeout at the end, and an absolutely incredible catch, if I must say, by B.E.S.T, if that is a true completion. And
timeout on the field. We will also take a timeout. 5:51 left to play in the game. Lowe takes his offense out to the 5-yard line. Hand off to Cannon, who is met in the backfield immediately Philip Mark Walter, the senior linebacker.
Huge stop in the backfield. That'll be -5 yards after that incredible catch by B.E.S.T. that still debatable, either a catch or a pick, but final call on the play will be a catch.
I still almost swore Mark Somerville had that ball.
Again,
It looked to have been an interception, but what can you say when you're up 29-0? It's gonna be second down. Long, about 11 to be exact. Low takes a snap, throws it into the end zone. Batted down by Blunt.
and Mark Somerville with a spectacular job defensively, but looks like he'll be flagged for defensive passing interference. Mark Somerville getting no breaks here today, despite playing a fantastic game. It's now a touchdown, an incredible catch returned back, a pick taken away, and now a penalty called on him. Just very unlucky for this very talented junior.
Pass interference on the Knights. Questionable call, but what are you going to do about it?
Very frustrating right here for the Knights. Now it'll be replay of a second down, and they'll get the yards back from that hit in the backfield on Cannon.
They'll take over at the 6-yard line.
Would have been if that would have counted a 3rd and 11.
Head off of the middle. Did not get into the end zone for a touchdown, but got a number of yards. Almost 4 to be exact. It will be 3rd down from the 2. I think I feel a headache coming on after all those drums banging right next to us from the B.E.S.T band.
And the kind of calls these refs are making seem to be missing them even worse than the Duke-Miami play last weekend. As again, a clear infraction of penalties and on both these games, and neither of which the refs will call.
3rd down. Toss out to the left side. He has nowhere to go, and he is out of bounds before he can get the 1st down. But knowing B.E.S.T, they will go for it on 4th down.
Good stop. Another good stop by the Knights here. And again, this goal line defense has just been very effective so far this game. B.E.S.T getting nothing, and it'll be 4th down and 3 as B.E.S.T will call another timeout. That'll leave them with 1 remaining, and we'll catch a timeout as well. Catch you back once gameplay has resumed.
Fourth and 1. Head up in the middle.
And B.E.S.T will take it into the end zone, and Pace will be denied a shutout. And B.E.S.T on their senior night will get something in the end zone and will make it now a 23-point game.
Will they go for it on this play? It looks like they will.
And about 4 minutes left. Even if they make this, it's only 21 points. They have 3 touchdowns in 4 minutes. I've seen crazier.
B.E.S.T going for the 2-point conversion as almost their only sign of hope with 4 minutes left to play. Low under center with Cannon in the backfield.
Another timeout by B.E.S.T. That'll be their final charge timeout. And we'll catch you after we get back. Your time is 4 minutes even remaining. We'll get you back when B.E.S.T will attempt the 2-point conversion.
Two-point conversion attempt for the Eagles. More whistles on the field. There's a flag. How long does it take to get off a 2-point conversion? It'll be a false start on the Eagles.
Not a very smart penalty when you're going on a 2-point conversion.
Although this is almost nothing compared to what happened at Wesleyan a couple weeks ago, where just to save a point after touchdown attempt, it took about 4 minutes of real time, but
That's now attempting it. Low looking back, passing it across the middle, and it's going to bounce off the ground. And that will end up with nothing, and they will finish the drive. Long drive, and a pretty good one right there, getting in 6. First score of the game, and B.E.S.T finally on the board, and will be kicking off again to pace. And due to their kicking game, I would be pretty happy if I was pace right now. They'd probably get the ball around midfield. And Kip will be back on the field to kick off. And very likely to be an onside kick. Most of Case teams is already on the 50, only about 10 yards away from where he's kicking it.
it is a onside kicker right at the middle. Ball by Asaph, who dives on it immediately at the 35-yard line. Pace will likely run this clock down. This might be the final drive of the game, of the regular season for the Knights, maybe.
And Pace will start their drive at the 35-yard line.
Head off of the middle, stopped almost immediately. Perryman was the runner.
Lots of the clock sort of winding down right here as Pace is trying to close out the game. About 3.5 minutes remaining. Pace again up 29-6.
Again, hand off to Perryman up the middle. Not gaining too much, about 3 yards. 2 or 3 yards.
Actually, that was Justin Morris, number 24, running the ball. He is
Morris up the middle. Getting past the 50-yard line.
Justin Morris not getting a whole lot of play time this year, but so far showing up right here. And
Not made play time on offense. He started on defense, playing outstanding on defense. But now getting his chance to sign at fullback.
and doing quite the job at it.
Clock ticking to about 2:15 left to play. Raymond under center. Hands it off to Scott Levin, the sophomore.
To be a
Or flags. False start on the Knights.
And with that penalty right there, just something to note about the Knights' penalty this season as we in the last 2 minutes of the regular season of 2015, and showing that the Knights did struggle with penalties early on this season and fixed them greatly, and so far today have really committed barely any, if at all, and doing quite a good job of keeping that very much under control, though ball control will be a big object to work on coming up in the playoffs.
Another flag on the far side. Two-man man on the field for B.E.S.T. First down for the Knights around the 48-yard line. Eagles' 48-yard line.
Yeah, poor play right there by the Knights. Taking the clock down to 1.5 minutes.
Raymond on the play clock run down. After he hands it off to Levin again. Scott Levin powering his way anything he can. Getting about 1 or 2 yards, if any. .110 left to play.
And in the race for the playoffs, it looks like the Knights here today will pretty clearly take the victory and move on to finish their regular season 8-2. Very successful and lots of work improved from last season at a 5-5 finish. And also doing excellently at 5-2 in the region. Their only loss is coming to Wesleyan and GAC with staple wins of shutouts against Lovett and Holy Innocents, and again a big win today at Lakewood Stadium.
5-2 in the region this year for the Knights. As it looks, they'll end in a three-way tie for second. And not knowing where they'll end up because it'll be decided due to coin flips.
Everything hangs on GAC Wesleyan, and we will see that game tomorrow. Will decide where Pace will be in the GHSA playoffs, and we will end today's game. Pace Academy 29, B.E.S.T Academy 6, and a big win for Pace Academy to close out their 2015 regular season.
Tune in next Friday as Pace will be taking on a playoff game. Not sure who yet. Follow us on Twitter to find out. From Will Nolte, Jack Wallace, Connor Pelletier, and Joe Lochran. Thanks for tuning in with us. Good night, everybody.